Jamie, that's me here, honey. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, welcome back to yet another review of Kandi and the gang. Okay, that's what we're about to go ahead and get into. Let me see who we got in the chat real quick before we start chit-chatting and talking about the latest episode. What's up, Kim? Kim says, hey, Jamie, just stopping by. Safari is insecure. Brandon doesn't do SHI as a manager, and it's Aunt Bertha's show, period. Okay, what's going on, Jazzy? All the managers are getting on my nerves. Okay, what's going on, Cynthia? What's up, Shamika? What's up, Andrea? What's going on? Jazzy says, I just can't believe Patrick is giving her this much control, only to find out she's not living there. Okay, what's going on, Janicia? Hope I said that right. What's up, Jonita? What's up, Marathon Blue? What's going on, honey? Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, review. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some things. What's up, Lenny, honey? What's going on? Hey, Kimberly, what's up? Hey, babe, what's up? So Kandi tells Todd about Patrick snitching on the team. Y'all know Patrick went out to eat with some folks, shy, came back, gave Kandi the entire spiel, all right? Now Kandi wants to have this town hall meeting where everybody's going to come together and share their thoughts, okay, about the situation. Todd, like, listen, I don't want no tit for tat situation for real. I don't want it. You did this, so I did that. You did this, so I did that. He wants people to understand where they wrong at too, okay? So Patrick and Safari, they come into the restaurant. Y'all, Chandrilla is so bothered. I said, girl, why is you so bothered? You are so bothered, okay? Chandrilla is showing, like I said, she was bothered. Now, granted, when Patrick came in, she felt like, number one, out of all of these restaurants here in Atlanta, why would you bring her there? Because he eat free. Why not? And maybe they just wanted some biscuits or whatever, cornbread directly from OLG, and because he lived right behind the damn restaurant. So why drive somewhere else when they could just walk up the street or walk across the street or whatever and get them something to eat? Girl, shut up. All right, so Miss Chandrilla, to me, I don't know if y'all saw it, but to me, it looked like she actually held her phone up and kind of like snapped a picture of him. Did y'all see that? Because that's what it looked like to me. She snapped a picture of him and then they started chit-chat. She started chit-chatting with whoever she was over there texting. That's what I got from it, okay? What's up, Marvelous Autumn and Shamika? What's going on, Miss Sharon, honey? So, yeah, what else happened? Torin, well, I think he talked to Brandon. Brandon invited him to his little birthday dinner or whatever. Then next thing you know, Torin came over there. Torin started talking about the decorating or something like that, or the house party or whatever. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and, oh, okay. I thought I put it on this. Okay, perfect. So anyway, Torin came over there. Patrick lets Torin know that, listen, I know you're supposed to be decorating my home and doing all this great stuff, but what's going to end up happening is I'm going to let my girl do it. Okay, so you're not going to do it. And he's like, okay, so you still going to do the housewarming party? And she's like, housewarming party? What housewarming party? So, of course, they're not going to be doing the housewarming party, okay? At first, she was trying to act like she didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm like, girl, you do know what he's talking about because he addressed it with you on last week. But, you know, she ain't trying to have it no way because she feels like, or at least he said that she felt like she didn't want everybody knowing exactly where he stayed. And I'm like, first of all, they his co-workers, as if they don't already know where the hell he stayed. Like, he stayed behind the fucking restaurant, girl. So I'm just confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the issue here? I'm confused. I guess. I mean, I'm sure with those type of lofts, you can't just walk up into somebody's stuff unless they let you in. But I guess, anyway. What else we got? I do feel like when Patrick had his girlfriend there, I do feel like he was doing the most. I do feel like he was doing my queen and this and that. Now, Chandrilla was definitely bothered, but he also was doing a whole lot, okay? Chandrilla decided she finna run downstairs so she could have a conversation with Brandon them, especially Miss Dom Unique, because that's who she really went to go talk to. Okay, so she tells her about Patrick bringing his girl there, talking about how many restaurants is in Atlanta? Millions, right? Well, then why did they have to come here? What? Why are you making this a thing? Why are you saying you're not bothered, but you're really more bothered than anybody? And you the one who got a whole man and you engaged to him. Why are you pressed and worried and bothered? I don't get it, Miss Chandrilla girl. But it seems like she's not the only person that's bothered. A lot of the other employees are a bit concerned about Patrick's behavior. Y'all concerned about Patrick's behavior because y'all used to seeing Patrick be a playboy out here in these streets, okay? Now that he done got him a person that he's trying to lock down for real, y'all are seeing a different side of him. So I guess it makes sense why we're over here questioning and wondering like, I don't know too much about you, Patrick. Like, what's happening, okay? So I get that. All right. Philip speaks with one of his friends. I said, look at Philip. Philip bringing all the handsome men to the yard. Okay. His friend Andre was very handsome. He said that's his best friend. They've been friends for about a decade now, and he knows all of his secrets. He knows where the bones are buried. Okay. Now, Philip speaks on his job being overwhelming and how he's had a few run ins with different people. I'm like, a few? And they was just run ins? I guess. All right. He speaks on Torrent, and then he calls Torrent being a diva. Now, there had been talks about Philip not really liking, I guess, the flamboyant gaze, and the fact that he brought to the attention that Torrent is a diva, that definitely got my antennas up a bit. Okay, so he don't really like those individuals, and I don't like that. So that makes me feel like you're going to be coming after them unfairly because you don't like their personality, because their personality is more flamboyant than how you are. So you're going to continue to find different reasons as to why they may be problematic or whatever. So I don't like that. But what's interesting to me is I feel like you more of a diva than Torrent is. The way you be out here acting. But anyway, so Philip says that he doesn't have the patience for the disrespect. Understand, okay? He feels like when it comes to, I guess, Kandi and the team, they give more attention, or at least number one, they give more chances than what they should be giving to the people. And he says that he feels like they're managing people's behavior traits instead of managing the restaurant. And he not here for that bullshit. That's how he feeling. I guess some parts of it I understand where Philip is coming from, and then some stuff I feel like you just doing too much. Like that whole energy and the extraness that you gave to Brian, I feel like he was justified in the situation with Chandrilla. Right? She come in late, she do what she want to do. But then I felt like when it came to Brian, he just took it to the extreme and then just decided to suspend him because he didn't like that the boy got smart with him. I didn't like that. Okay, so they get to the town hall meeting because that does happen. Phil won't be at this meeting because Kandi didn't want issues, and I think that was a good call to not have him there. Just have, because you always hear from Philip and how he's feeling. Just have the team there and get their thoughts. I feel like it also would not have been a bad idea if Kandi would have took that entire day dedicated to just being in the restaurant and did with the team what she did with her mom and them. I want to hear everybody's thoughts, but I also want to hear thoughts separately, right? So calling different people in and out the room. Have a group discussion and then pull one person to the side, and maybe it's time to pull another person to the side so that everything can go a bit faster and have conversations and talk about what's really going on. Because once they got in this team meeting, we saw where Chandrilla really didn't open her mouth or say much. She didn't have a whole lot to say, okay? Now, someone brings up the fact that they ain't got server trays. They like, yeah, we looking for the server trays. And then Don Juan say, y'all got them server trays. They've been here for a few weeks now. And then Kandi said, that's a Brandon question. Then Brandy says, oh, I didn't even know they was here. Brandon, what the hell you doing? How you didn't know that they were there? And I feel like even if Don Juan is the person that's ordering these trays, you as a manager should already just be on top of it because you know this is something that the restaurant needs. I would be expecting you to have to keep Don Juan on task to make sure he orders them so that you can grab it and give it to whoever it needs to be given to. Brandon's terrible. He's terrible. I'm sorry. Okay. Kandi, she annoyed as she should be. She said, I feel like it's a problem for me because we're doing our parts, but you all aren't doing your parts. And I'm with Kandi all day long. Like, that's crazy. Then we talk about them using plasticware. Well, first of all, girl, when I go to a restaurant, I definitely prefer it. Girl, let me get that plasticware real quick. Okay? Because I don't know if y'all pressure washed and did what y'all need to do. Okay, when it comes to these dishes and steam and stir or whatever y'all do, girl, go ahead and bring me that plastic, right? But she says that the silverware keeps disappearing. Let me tell you why it keeps disappearing, because motherfuckers tired of washing it. We know it ain't the guests that's taking the damn silverware up out of there. The guests ain't doing it, so whoever out here washing the dishes don't feel like washing it, so they slowly push it away. And we already saw on last week's episode how they had dishes tucked underneath the lower level bar that looks like the stuff had been sitting there for a minute. Oops. All right. So Rashad brings up the fact that he has to use what he said. I'm used to using an iPad, right? When I'm taking orders or when I'm doing certain things, checking people in or whatever. He says, I'm not used to really writing this down. I'm also not used to using my personal cell phone to contact people. Now, when we get to the confessional, I don't know who Todd was talking about or if they pieced this in, but Todd said something like, man, it just gets to a point where do your job. That should never be a part of anybody's job to use their personal cell phone, okay, a phone that you're not linked to, even if you do feel like you pay the bill, okay, because they work for you. It's not a company phone. So I don't feel like anybody should be using their personal phone to be sending out text messages to customers. Now, if you were to do that, I feel like there should be a company app. All right. So the servers can download that app to their phone. And, you know, once you check in or whatever, these are the individuals. Okay. Or the hostess or whatever. These are the individuals that's supposed to be coming, send an automatic text through whatever it is. Okay. But high key, I just don't feel like they should be doing none of that with their personal phone. This, you ain't put in on this. I don't care if you do think you pay the bill. No, you probably not their only job. Excuse me. So, and then what if the folks text the number back or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't, I mean, of course they're going to text it back to reserve, but you just never know. Girl, bye. Anyway, y'all need to get that together, right? So then Melvin, when Kandi asked him, like, how y'all feeling about Philip? How y'all feeling about Philip being here and the work that he's done? And Melvin is like, I like Philip. I think Philip's I think he's going to come in and he's going to change a few things around. I think it's going to be simply amazing. I really like him. Torin like, well, I'm glad you feel that way because the motherfucker disrespectful to me. If you ask me, he's disrespectful as hell. Everything people had already said about him, that's how the hell he is, okay? I don't like it. Then Don Juan's like, oh, I know you're not talking because you be coming in here with your whole antics and everything that you got going on. Like, oh, I do events and I this and I that. And of course, you know, it didn't seem like Torin took too well to that. But I'm just like, Don Juan, don't be trying to relate Torin to Philip because I do feel like they are completely different. I definitely disagree with that. And if he does come in and be like I'm with events or whatever, he the only person over there in his department. Okay. Meanwhile, with Philip, that's a different category. He the one who got to manage this entire staff outside of Torin. Okay, now Chandrilla. Conversation comes up. Chandrilla, we heard you had a lot of things to say. What is it would you like to bring to the table? She don't want to say nothing. But baby, Patrick came to the front. And Patrick was ready to air her out as he did. And he called out a few things that she said when they were at the table. I think she talked about the minimum wage situation and other stuff that happened. So then Chandrilla speaks on people not getting the same food that they got earlier, right? So when you go into Old Lady Gang, you may get some mac and cheese, okay? Mac and cheese was hitting on Tuesday, so you decide on Thursday you're gonna get the same thing. Girl, but when you get it, it's just not quite hitting the same, right? Well, they asked Melvin about that issue, and Melvin says that the food was an issue, but now he has everybody on one accord, so the food's not coming out like it don't taste the same no more. It's all tasting the same. And then Todd says something that I did not like. Todd said, yes, and the numbers reflect that too. The numbers reflect that the food is the same. I'm like, why do companies do that? Why do companies always take the numbers as the deciding factor as though it explains the overall scope of situations? And maybe the overall it does, but maybe not the intricate details of it. And I'm just like, okay, just because you see the numbers that more people are ordering this doesn't mean that it's coming out the same. Are you all trying surveys? Okay, are you giving any surveys or something? Y'all should sit up there and let people do a few surveys to get a little discount or something on their next meal. That's what, if you go ahead and complete this survey before you leave today, all right, you'll get a discount towards your next time coming into the restaurant. Like maybe y'all should do something like that. Those are the numbers that you need to be reflecting on, not the number of orders of mac and cheese that week. I hate when companies do that. They just be going off numbers and shit. And it's like, no, that's not. But anyway, girl, let's keep going. So someone asked about the menus, right? So the girl was like, okay, I need to know, like, who's in charge of wiping out these menus, okay? And so Chandrilla said, girl, sit the fuck. And they like, what's wrong? She said, she asks this every time. Like, girl, shut up. Like, stop asking. So obviously, I'm believing that that's Chandrilla's job to wipe down the menus, but they don't always get wiped down, okay? And I just felt like this. Chandrilla, why you get mad? I feel like you get mad at her because Patrick called your ass out on the things that you said. That's what it is. You was really mad at Patrick, okay? But of course, Patrick is directly related to Kandi. So instead, you decided to go off on this other lady, Okay, that's what you did, and I ain't like that because you got called out. But anyway, so then Tori says, "Well, listen, if it needs to be wiped off, just wipe it. Like, why wait for somebody else that's supposed to wipe them off? Wipe them off. If you feel like they ain't wiped, then wipe them." I feel like she probably does do that. She probably does just wipe them. Like she ain't wipe them off, but let me go ahead and wipe them off. But still, that ain't my job. That's her job, right? Well, that also came up because he says, I feel like people will overlook that and not, take care of that. And then that's when Mama Joy spoke up and said, yeah, I've seen some managers walk over trash, meaning that a lot of people are not operating as a team. They're operating as that ain't my job. So yeah, I ain't gonna do that because that ain't my job. Right. So she ends up bringing that up and they realize that there's no teamwork. So because there is no teamwork, Miss Kandi decided that she wants to do a team building day, which we're going to see on next week's episode when they do this team building day. What's up, everybody over here on TikTok? We're talking about Kandi and the gang. If you'd like to be a part of the conversation, come on over to YouTube. The link is in the bio. Okay, let's see what else. So Mama Joyce, girl, messy as hell. Mama Joyce decides to call out Brandon. I actually like that she did. I really like that she did call him out for being lazy as hell because I do feel like Brandon is lazy. Okay. He says, because I don't know what the immediate conversation was that or the immediate point that she brought up, but Brandon said, well, okay. Well, we could ask everybody in here if I work. Mama Joyce telling you don't. That's what it was. I remember she said she was working hard in the kitchen. And she was slaving away in the kitchen. Brandon came in there, and I guess she could have asked for some help or something like that. And he was like, nah, y'all got it. And he walked out. So that's where Mama Joyce's issue was. And then he said, oh, we can ask everybody in here if I work. You don't want to ask everybody in there if you work, okay? You don't want to, because then they're going to start spilling the beans on you because everybody hasn't been agreeing that you have been around there working, right? And then my favorite girl, Miss Aunt Bertha. Miss Aunt Bertha came out there and said, she called him out about never speaking. One time I went over there and I spoke to Brandon. And he didn't look me in my face and he didn't say anything. And I said, it's in that moment that I would never speak to his ass again. And he don't ever got to worry about me, honey. So he gets up, walks over and decides that he's gonna try and hug her. That's one thing I love about Aunt Bertha. She gonna keep it real. Okay. And when he came over there to hug her, she folded her arms like, don't put your hands on me. Don't get the hell off me now. Don't put your hands on me. He hugged her anyway. Once he finished hugging her, she she wanted to get your mother off me, is what she wanted to say. But she was like, go on, get away from me, go on. And I was like, yes, tell him to get the hell up off you, girl. Get up off Aunt Bertha, sir. Thank you. Let's get to Patrick and Torin, because they ended up having a conversation. Y'all know Torin ended up releasing Patrick because Miss Safari said so. Okay, so Torin approached Patrick about how he handled the firing of him. He felt the way about it. Patrick admits that he is whipped. And then he goes on to say that, listen, I do know that I handled the situation poorly. I could have handled it a bit better. I apologize about that, right? Torin thinks he should still do the housewarming party, though. And he also feels like Safari is a person that's in charge of the decisions that Patrick makes. And I agree. I don't understand what's going on with Miss Damn Safari, but I got a few things, okay? So Patrick calls Safari and tells her about the party. And as soon as she brings up the housewarming party, she immediately shuts him down. As soon as he brings it up, like he couldn't say nothing else, she immediately shuts it down and hung up. And the fact that he didn't say anything to her made me think this. He is vaginamatized because he's vaginamatized by her because of her ambitions, because she's an ambitious woman. If you ask me, it's not because of her physical attributes or anything like that. She's not an ugly girl at all. Okay, it ain't like she boom bang pow with the booty and all that. Like she got what she got and she working with it. Okay, not a bad shape at all. Whatever. But it has nothing to do with that, right? The physical appearance, for real. It has everything to do with her being such a successful woman. And I don't think he's come across that. And it's no shade, but it's me being real honest. He is a parking attendant for his cousin. I'm pretty sure Kandi, who loves to take care of her family, probably contributes some type of money towards the home that they live in. Right now, she already done helped put this other young man, Melvin, through school. So I'm willing to believe that, hell, she probably owned the loft that his ex living in too. Ain't no telling, probably don't really charge them no rent for real. But I do think that he ain't got it like that, like Safari has it, right? She's a business owner. She's working on her own stuff. She does classes. She gets to the money. She this and that. Baby girl probably walking around, driving around in a nice car. Okay, whatever luxury vehicle that he thinks is amazing. But that's what it is. And I think because he's found somebody that has some things outside of women he's used to dealing with, like Chandrilla, I don't know what kind of car she drives or what she got going on, but Miss Girl is just a hostess, right? But when you come across a woman that finds interest in you and she got her own thing going on and she's just a businesswoman and he sees that she could really probably elevate him to a whole nother level, that's what he's holding on to. That's what he's attached to. And he sees that she's a woman that got it going on and any man would love to come in and swoop her up. And that's why he's so hooked on her. It really ain't her cootie twat, to be honest. Okay? It really ain't the cootie twat of mine. What is it? Vagina matized. It really ain't that. It's her ambitions and it's her being a businesswoman. And that's why he on her head top. And he gonna try and be on her head top as long as she allows him to be on her head top. Okay. And I feel like with Safari and him, I think it's cool, I guess. I don't think it's ever cool to really change your partner. Right. And because at some point that partner's going to start to resent you when they look up and they did all this, spent all this time pleasing you. And then when they look up, they not doing the stuff that they wish that they could do like they used to. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be like the playboy type ways, but maybe just hanging out with the friends, having the friends over at the house, just chilling, kicking it, She's going to have a problem about a lot of stuff. And I feel like with this situation, this is small right now, but it's going to transform into other things that she's going to try to shed you away from to mold you into what it is that she wants. And I mean, if you cool with that, then cool. But I do feel like at some point, if he's not able to really be his own self, he's going to start resenting her at some point. Okay. But he going to hang in there as much as he can because I feel like she's the type of woman that he would enjoy bragging on. Right. That's what it really comes. She's a woman that he feels proud to brag on. Like, dang, man, you got a girl like that. She doing this, she doing that, and you just a parking attendant. All right, yeah, like, I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. But it's gonna suck for him because now he's over trying to please her, and then now he's setting the standard for how the relationship is going to look in the future. So when you start operating not within the realm of what she wants you to operate based on what you've shown her from the beginning, the first year or whatever, y'all might be in for a little bit of friction. I ain't gonna say y'all gonna break up with it like that, but y'all might be in for a little bit of friction. Because you could tell he really wants to have this party. But I also feel like there's nothing really wrong with compromising. But some parts of me is like, but that's just your girlfriend. And it ain't like I feel like she's new. It ain't like y'all been together for years and years. I feel like she's like a new girlfriend. And she don't live there. She don't live there. For her to make a decision, I don't think everybody needs to know. Girl, they already know. He lived behind the damn restaurant. What else is going on? Okay, what else is going on? Right? The biggest issue she has is Chandrilla. But I guess I want to see what the dynamic is going to be like. Should she want to do something and then he tells her he doesn't feel comfortable with that and doesn't think she should do it? Is she going to respect him in the same fashion enough to not do the things that he doesn't want? You see what I'm saying? What else we got about this? So Patrick and Safari. So when he gets home, right? She wants to talk about the housewarming. He wants to know why. She don't want him to have it or whatever. And she says that they don't need to know where he stays. We talked about that. She says him and Chandrilla could also be a problematic thing. Well, this woman has moved on and she's engaged. So I would want to believe, but I guess that is something she should be cautious about, considering the fact that Chandrilla couldn't keep her eyes off of them as they sat in front of her. And she displayed her botheredness by it all. Okay. Patrick should suggest that they do a guest list. And Miss Safari says that she doesn't, of course, we know Chandrilla's not coming. But when it comes to touring, all because she decided that she's going to be the one to decorate his house, and they snatched that opportunity from touring, all because of that, you don't want him around because of a decision that you chose to influence, and then now you don't want to deal with the backlash that may come with it because you think that he don't even like you. I don't like that. It's something about it. I don't like that. What else? I think she's a very selfish person to me. And I feel like she only sees things from her perspective and not oftentimes from his. And I think in the long run, that's going to be an issue if it's not fixed, especially if he finds himself adjusting his life so much for her and seeing how little she does for him. It's cute now for bragging rights or whatever, and him thinking he's so in love. That's cute now, but we'll see. We'll see how it's going to go down the road. Either way, good luck. All right. So Brandon invited Philip to his birthday party. Philip was like, "Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I thought that was cool." Even though Philip is the type of person that knows he ain't gonna go anyway because he don't want to dibble and dabble with the coworkers, right? What else ended up happening? Don Juan caught the combo between Chandrilla and Brandon girl on the ring. On the ring. Now see, Don Juan, you was messy as hell. Now he had already been overhearing it. So he said he overheard it when he was there and decided to go and pull up the ring light to see who was in that room and who was talking. And the person that was in the room was Brandon. He was on the phone with Chandrilla. And Chandrilla was just talking about, I guess, like the meeting and how Kandi and Ty receives different information from different people, right? And then also said how Kandi and Ty don't give a fuck about some stuff. So there's that. He decided to bring that information to Todd and Kandi. They were highly, highly disappointed. So they want to have the conversation with her to just see what's going on. And they may even consider firing her, right? Todd been ready to fire this girl. Been ready to fire her. It's Kandi that be over here continuing to give people grace for whatever reason. Okay. Let's get to Brandon and Dom. She showed up to his party, even though she said that she wasn't going to go. She ended up showing up. Brandon gets ready to tell her that he about to introduce her to his parents. And I'm just like, oh, well, you're moving very, very quickly there, sir. Right? Are you guys even official? But let me tell you, as much as I had those thoughts in my head, I could not blame him 100% for knowing exactly what it is that he wants. A lot of guys be out here playing about what it is that they want, and he sees that he really wants to date her, even though it is a conflict of interest with them working together at Kandi's restaurant. I just hope later on in the season we don't find out that Brandon is on some BS. Okay, and the parent, and let us pray he ain't have a whole nother girl, and the parents was with the BS too, with the daddy asking her what her last name is and what it's gonna be like when she got to change her last name and stuff. Girl, y'all better make sure that boy ain't on no BS. But anyway, Torin, let's get to Torin. Torin is asking Safari because she comes to the party or whatever. He asked her what she saw in Patrick. She said she don't know. Okay, girl. Patrick says he know that he thinks everybody believes he's whipped. And I'm like, yeah, they believe you whipped because you said that you was. Like, what are you talking about? You said you was whipped, so people really believe it now, okay? He says that it's just that I think I found the right person for me. I found the right person for me, and I just want to do whatever to, keep it together. Yeah, you're right. You found the right person for you because she is on a different level than you, right? So you're going to do whatever. And, that's your decision. I'm not saying it's a bad one at all. Torin tells her that he was embarrassed when they decided to let him know that he was no longer going to be decorating the home in the fashion in which they did it. He didn't like that at all. And Safari says that, she was kind of like sorry or whatever. She said some stuff or whatever. Then he changed the conversation and started talking about the housewarming party. Like, are y'all going to do that? And she was like, oh, well, that's why I'm here tonight. I got to feel everybody's vibe. I got to see what everybody else is bringing to the table. I got to see what is really given before we make a decision. And then we'll talk about it and let you know. Now, mind you, Torin was one of the people that wasn't even on the list because she had him taken off. So we'll see if this house party really or housewarming party is really going to go down and whether Torin is going to be invited, because I feel like he should. I mean, the least y'all could do is invite him to have him there if he wasn't going to be the person to throw it no more anyway. Like, come on now. So then we get to Kandi and Ty, who pull up to the restaurant so they could talk with Miss Chandrilla. They start asking her about, number one, how she sat in the meeting and she ain't give no feedback, no nothing. She ain't say a thing at all. But then they also turned around to letting her know that they heard that she said that they don't give a for something like that, or they ain't gonna do shit, or they don't give a fuck, whatever it was. And what Chandrilla did to me was not really accept what all they were saying. She really just did a lot of deflecting and putting it off on other people and saying, you know, just this part, everybody else said something, and this person went out and they was doing da. That's what she did. She did a lot of deflecting, trying to be like, if you're gonna come at me, come at everybody type thing. And then she goes on to ask them, I want to know who said that. I said that? Who said that? I said that. I said that y'all ain't shit, or y'all don't give a fuck. Like, I said that. Who told y'all that? And I'm like, girl, you over here worried about the wrong thing. You worried about the wrong thing, ma'am. You know it's a possibility that you did say it. So let's go back to the beginning and speak on all of the stuff that you had an issue with, because you know you said some stuff when you went out with Patrick, yet you have yet to address it. I don't know why. So let's go ahead and talk about that. But it seems like they really ain't getting nowhere at the end of the day, because the show ended up going off. So there's that. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying before I go ahead and I hop off of this live. Okay, let me see what's going on with this mouse. Girl, she just be timing out whenever she wants to. All right, let's see. Let's see what you guys are over here saying. The profit margin of the restaurant business is too low for all of this disorganization. Kandi's probably losing more money than she knows. Interesting. Ooh, I hope not. That was so. Todd said the numbers reflect that. That's not true. The numbers prove that proves the traffic, but the receipts but the recipes, you swear they give amateur teas with running these restaurants. I agree. I agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. I hate when they use the numbers as a deciding factor of how well something is doing. And that's not always the case at all. That's just not always the case. Whew, but I guess it just depends on whatever, you know, their metrics are, child. What's surprising for as much conflict they've shown Philip to be in, no one seemed to have much negative things to say about it, besides touring. True. But I also feel like people didn't feel comfortable fully addressing all of their thoughts in front of Kandi them at that time for some reason. I don't know why, because touring didn't mind. They already know how Chandrilla felt. So, I mean, I don't know. Or maybe you're right at the end of the day, because the people that did finally speak up, we didn't hear them say anything about it. So maybe they like the fact that he's coming around. So in hopes of him coming around, they'll be able to get some of the things that they need. We shall see. Disappearing dishes. Kandi, you don't pay them enough to buy their own dishes? For me, Philip sees flamboyant attitude as unprofessional. Maybe in his jobs in high-leveled restaurants, being gay was not acceptable. So he resents people being that free at work. I think so. I think, but also I think that outside of work, I think that's just his personality. I don't think he really hangs with, like, I don't think he rock with no flamboyant gays. But we shall see. Brandon is a waste of space. He comes to work to flirt with the bartender and eat at the bar. That's what he's paid to do. Right, child. I don't know why the hell they got Brandon. They need to let that boy go about his business. Okay, friction indeed. And how can you dictate what I got going on in my place? You don't pay bills nor live at. It's feeling like a recipe for disaster. I hope she let loose just a little bit. Like, ease back just a little bit, because I guarantee you he ain't coming over there telling her what to do about Nathaniel. Safari is pretty and has the body yada yada, but girl is controlling, and Patrick dumb self following along her every move and decisions. Sucks. Somebody outside looking in will probably have to sit him down because he may not see it. Oh yeah, that's very true, Kimmy. I can agree with that 100%. Very, very true. I wonder, I kind of hope they have a reunion just a little bit. I want to know his thoughts on watching the show now and seeing that. And I also wonder what she thinks after seeing herself and seeing how she comes off as a bit controlling. Because I think they're still together. Don Juan happy to overhear through camera footage. He's been binge watching. Do you hear me? I'm Chandrilla. In Chandrilla's defense, Kandi didn't even know Brian was suspended, and Todd just goes along with whatever Patrick says. Ooh. You talk about Patrick or Phil? Or both, child. That is a problem that they didn't know that he was suspended. Like their chain of command and how things are heard. I feel like before somebody is suspended, there should be a process to that. Like, I feel like Philip can recommend a suspending, and then Kandi and Ty can have a final say. Because if there can be a conversation, if these can be rectified, then fine. But you only get maybe one conversation for that. Like they gotta, like they're, it's crazy because to me, I feel like they come down onto the employees a lot about things that they're doing versus things that they're not doing. But I think that y'all need to get organization with their management first. Get that protocol and that communication together in alignment first, and then come down to the employees. I don't know. It feel like they try to do a little stuff backwards and out of order. So, but yeah. To be fair, if Chandrilla had spoken out, would it have served her? I think not. Most people who speak out to manage about a business shortcomings tend to be viewed as negative and messing up moral. But you know what? I feel like with what Todd told her, that they said he told her it hits different because you know us, right? She's been around them for a very long time. So they probably felt like they had a type of relationship with her where if she had any thoughts or felt any type of way, she could come and talk to them. So I feel like it probably would have starved her. I don't think it would have really hurt her negatively, okay? Especially not with Kandi, because I think Kandi is a person that definitely welcomes criticism and can handle it for the most part, especially when it comes to that. But it's Philip that she would have to worry about, right? And I think that if that was the case, if it messed up the morale of things, I would have blamed Kandi now, because that would have been messed up if they would have put that off on her when y'all called this whole town hall meeting for people to be open and vocal about their experiences is working for y'all, you know? The whole entire way the whole entire way they handled the situation was wrong. They didn't want those people to speak their minds. It was pointless. You think so? I feel like they did. I feel like they did want them to speak their mind. They even gave Chandrilla the floor and she wouldn't even say anything. I feel like the staff think that if they voice their opinions, things won't be changed because Kandi and the rest of the managers are just going to blame them. Interesting. Kind of like what Abu just said similarly. I was thinking that when I was reading your statement before I got to the bottom, I was thinking they probably thinking they won't care because they ain't gonna do. They probably could have explained to Kandi and them in the past, and ain't nothing been fixed. That's why it probably is a joke at this point. I don't like how Don Juan was spying on them. It's her personal time, and what she says in her personal time is her business, and it's her right to say how she feels. Did she lie? She damn sure ain't lie, for real. Let's be real. I don't think they cared about how those people felt. They wanted to check them. I don't know. I retract that. She didn't lie. I retract that. I feel like they gave him the floor to talk, though. I don't think they would have did it if they didn't care. Kandi and Todd are owners. If Philip is managing, he can suspend with the owner's permission. Yes, I think that's how it should have went, with permissions from the owners. It's backwards. No foul started or anything. Just a quick conversation and you can go home. Well, Mama Joyce said they have the best food at ATL. Mama Joyce scoop it. Now, she knows she was wrong for that. Nobody better not ever talk about the food because our food here is good. We have the best food here in Atlanta. I mean, it be hitting at times. At times. I have not been recently since Melvin has been in charge. You know, maybe I have to scoot over there and see what it's like, girl. But it ain't always hit now, Miss Mama. All right. It's not like she was talking to guests. She was talking to people who also worked there. She wasn't messing up the morale. They all felt how she felt. Okay. I wouldn't say anything either after Torrance said something and Don Juan mocked him. Oh, I didn't even catch that. I ain't even consider, or shall I say, I didn't consider that. Ooh, that was a good, I think that was a really good point. Like, if you asking me my opinion, why are you trying to excuse one person's behavior? If she's asking me how I feel about this person and your response to me Is that because I do the same thing, I should be okay with how they operate? No, we ain't even in the same position. Why are you putting me on the same level as an event planner, as a manager? Why? Kandi asked a question. Don Juan sit there and let the person talk so Kandi can get her answer. I think that was a good point to highlight. Okay, this was cute. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. I thank you all so much for being here. Okay, feel free to go ahead and like the video. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and do that as well. And I'm going to do my best to come back to you guys a little later so I can have you guys call in and do a bit of chit-chatty-patty about a few things. Okay, well, that's all that I have, honey. I'm Jamie, that's me. All right, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.